Welcome to Open Campus Creative Writing. All right, enough of that. Let's get more down to earth here. So, that video's still a bit big there, though. That's a bit better. So let's talk a little bit about where we're at here. Welcome. It is October. We are in the second week of October. We are at the beginning. This is important. We are at the beginning of Module 4, and it is the last 2-week module before the end of the marking period. Because we don't want to split the marking period in the middle of a module, or we don't want the module to split a marking period, we end it after week 4 here, and then we pick up, and there's an extra week, I think, in the next module because of that. All that being said, this is important. If your grade is low, this is your chance to get caught up and to stay on top of things. I will be contacting home here this week for those of you that are failing and falling behind, just to touch base with what is going on with you in the Open Campus program. So let's talk about this module. This module is a little bit unique. We are beginning our look at formal poetry. And let me hop over to the module because I think it makes a little bit more sense actually seeing it in action. So here we are, it's Module 4, Week 7 and 8. And you'll see that there were only 2 lessons. Only 2 lessons. Now, that can be a bit deceptive. Let's look at the introduction. So if you look at the introduction here, you'll see that Lesson 1 is due by today, Tuesday. Again, if you're off a day or two, not a big deal, but you want to make sure you're getting that done. And then the final lesson is the 4 types of formal poems that we kind of introduce you to. But then you'll notice the second week, you're going to do a poetry reading. Now you're going to be doing some video, but it's something you want to be thinking about. You're going to be reading an original poem. It can be one of the poems you've done in class so far, or it can be a totally unrelated poem that you wrote maybe outside of class. But you're going to read it, and there are some things you need to be aware of as you are reading that poetry, and I'll talk about them a little bit later on. But notice this is a chance where you're going to respond, and then all the work for this module is due by that. So a pretty light module as far as lessons go. Lessons do take some time, though. You'll see that Lesson 2 takes about 2 hours to complete, but we've built time into this module for you to be working with your doing poems and writing poems. So let me go ahead and jump into the actual, we'll take a look at the lessons themselves. And actually, let me take a look at this. This is where we're headed next week. I have some guides on how to read a poem out loud, but here's the poetry reading right here. You're going to post a video you're reading one of your own poems, and then watch the videos of other students in your group reading. Before you read your poem, you're going to be recording this in video, by the way. Please state what the poem is you're reading. Make some brief context comments about the poem, why you wrote it, what you were trying to accomplish, etc. And then read the poem. And then you're going to respond to that. And there's some instructions on how to post it and so on. If you have any questions at all about that, please let me know. I think this is going to be a short introduction to this week. Key thing is stay on top of your work and make sure that you read the directions. And if you have any questions about either staying on top of your work or reading the directions, please let me know. Hope you have a good week. Awesome. Take care.